This is only a pretty small one. They get about 2 or 3 times bigger than that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the yellow-faced whip snake.
Okay.
So
Venomous?
venomous, but it wouldn't kill you or anything. I've had a mate bitten by one. He said it hurts like hell, and even a few weeks later you're still squeezing gunk out and that. So it's painful bite, but it wouldn't, unless you had allergic reaction or something, it wouldn't be dangerous.
Yeah, no,
but,
I was just cleaning up in my reloading room, putting stuff away, grabbed a few stuff out of the box and then gone in again, and
yeah.
So...
And what'd you do? Just encourage it into that?
Grabbed the bottle, put it in the box, and he just moved into it, and then I just put some holes in it.
Yeah, cool. Even an eastern brown this size, but the biggest misconception is people think a smaller snake is less dangerous.
Just the same.
The one that sent me to hospital was about this size, the eastern brown, because they're so small and so fast and quick.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't recommend. Maybe if you see one, send me a photo. And then I can say to you, because if it's an eastern brown, they're super quick, and if they nip you, So, whip snakes are communal little snakes. They tend to live in groups, and have about 5 or 6 or so, sometimes less, sometimes more. And to be honest, sometimes when I relocate snakes, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing by the snake, because you know, you are displacing it. It was used to its home and now it has to find a new home. So it's always good to let your snakes go on a day that has good conditions and as early in the day as possible so it has all day to find a new home. So what I'm doing is I'm releasing all my whip snakes that we're catching this season pretty much in the same sort of spot. This way, if we're taking some away from their own little colony, and then they end up alone, I don't know what psychological effects or other effects that has on the animal. So I know just last week we put a whip snake right in this same spot. The week before that we put one just over there. So I've decided I'm going to let all these guys go in pretty much the exact same spot, and hopefully they'll be able to form a colony together. If they can't find other whip snakes around that they can join in on, they might be able to all bunch together. Not sure if it'll work, it's just a guess, but I figure I might as well let them go in the same spot. They like each other, they're not going to fight each other. You can't let a whole bunch of red bellies go in the same spot because they'll eat each other. I have let some red bellies go down here too, so I hope they don't eat these guys, but that's nature. But yeah, here's the little thing. We'll let it go. So you can really see its eyes. You can see the different colorations on it, that orange, that grey, or the pink almost, whatever you would call it. Grey, the olivey green. Sort of looks more brown on the camera, but in reality these colours are heaps different to what they show up on the camera. So yeah, this guy was brought into us by one of the dads at school this morning. I admire his efforts, and lucky for him it is just a yellow-faced whip snake, but there is a big misconception that smaller snakes are not as dangerous as larger snakes. I do have a number of people catch snakes first and then call me up, and they're always a small snake. Sometimes they are eastern brown snakes. Smaller snakes, as far as a handling perspective, are far more dangerous. They're far quicker, their head is a lot closer to your hand. And as far as venom goes, they're just as venomous as an adult the moment they're born. So smaller snakes are more dangerous than a big snake when it comes to a handling perspective. So please, especially if you're going to call me anyway, don't try and catch one yourself. Just give me a call, or even just send a photo through and ask me if it's a dangerous snake or not. What a beautiful looking snake. I can never see enough whip snakes. I think they're so gorgeous. Look at that face. Look at it. They are awesome looking snakes, man. Snakes can be very patient when they're being displaced because they're unsure what's going on, and especially until I move, he's looking right at me. Don't know if it's yawning or trying to tell me, watch out, I've got fangs in here, you know. Yeah, you do, little buddy. You're still in a leopard. They are still in a leopard. They're still they are officially considered a potentially dangerous snake. I mean, as you can see, they're cute little things that aren't going to try and bite, but they are in a leopard, so they are in the same family as our brown snakes and stuff. They are venomous. They will hurt if they bite. If they give you a really good nip and a good dose of venom, it's going to not be a fun afternoon, I'm telling you that now. But yeah, if anything, you might just get a little bit sick and there'll be a few little local injuries. Yeah, a bit of swelling and just, yeah, some local pain. But should you have an allergic reaction or anything, that's when a snake that's not considered very dangerous can actually become dangerous, because there still really hasn't been enough bites by these guys yet to give us a total understanding of how the venom actually works and how potentially dangerous it could be. From the bites we do know of, and from studying the venom and from doing venom tests, they can work out that, you know, whip snakes are not a very dangerous snake as far as snakes go. But you may have your personal body might not tolerate it, and you may have an allergic reaction. So any bite from any venomous snake should always be always treated with caution. So if I was bitten by one of these guys, I wouldn't really worry so much. I'd keep an eye on it. If I started to feel sick or any sort of symptoms, then do your first aid and get yourself to hospital straight away. If a child or elderly person is bitten, do your first aid and get them to hospital straight away, even if it is just a whip snake or something, because all venomous snake bites should at least be treated with caution. Any highly venomous snake, you should do your first aid and get straight to hospital. He keeps backtracking. Where are you going, bud? You can really see, when it's in that sun, you can really see that eye, that comma-shaped eye with the yellow markings. They also have a little black band across the front of their nose, but the shadow is kind of making that hard to see. Yeah, we'll let this thing go. I don't think he's going too far too soon. And yeah, good start to the day. I'm going to go home and finish my coffee. See you, little buddy. May or may not have noticed, but I didn't even touch that snake myself. Even for a whip snake, that was a small snake. I still don't want to get bitten. They can still give you a pretty painful bite. So I didn't need to touch the snake. I didn't. Just be safe around snakes. Alright, they're like driving a car. If you know what you're doing and you do it safely and properly, it's pretty safe to do. But if you have no experience at all and you have no idea what you're doing, you wouldn't just jump in a car for the first time and start fanging down the freeway. So yeah, if you want to catch snakes, I understand that, because I was that type of kid too that couldn't look and not touch. But just do it properly, get your training, or call me or something, but don't grab them yourself, please. Anyway, see ya.